The whole situation with limited run games is a very messy situation to say the least. When Sonic X Shadow Generations became available for pre-order, Limited Run produced something called the Collector's Edition for the game. This would include art books, soundtracks and the likes of, as well as other little tits and tats here or there. But the main selling point for the Collector's Edition was this Sonic and Shadow Dreamcast statue, which this whole thing, by the way, cost $200. As you would expect, people pre-ordered this thing in their droves because they wanted all this extra stuff, but there was just no ends of problems on Limited Run's end. I'm talking several delays after delays after delays, and it got to a point where the game had actually been out an entire year and people still hadn't received their collector's edition of the game. Sure, they received the game, but everything else that they spent $200 on just didn't arrive. And quite recently, Limited Run finally shipped the collector's edition to all the people that pre-ordered it. However, it was a little bit... well, I'll let you take a look. What the fuck?! As you can tell, all the people that pre-ordered this and spent $200 on this thing weren't very happy. Not one bit. Limited Run has been catching quite deserving strays, to say the least. I wouldn't even call them strays, they are direct haymakers to the company. And people are begging and pleading with Sega to completely drop Limited Run after this whole fiasco. I cannot remember a time where a company has genuinely cocked up a collector's edition this badly in quite some time, if ever in my life. Yeah, sure, there are some collector's editions that aren't worth the asking price, but genuinely what they were offering, I'd argue, in a lot of cases, yeah, it probably was worth the money. But when people received their collector's editions, these statues and figurines and the likes of that were included in this looked like something that you'd find in a Walmart or a Target, not something that you'd spend $200 on. So, understandably so, people were pissed. And listen, my knowledge on Limited Run games as a company is pretty much non-existent. I'm not too familiar with anything else that they've done, but from what I've heard other people saying, they've got quite a bad reputation that they just continue to tarnish. Which, in this day and age, there's only so many times that you can do that if that is the case. How many more times can you fumble these things until people completely lose faith in you? Gamers in the big 2025 and beyond are continuously getting fleeced, and the last thing that you should be doing as any company is charging this amount of money for something and delaying it over and over and over again and completely under-delivering. And I've been seeing a fair few people actually blaming Sonic Team and Sega for this when the responsibility doesn't fully lie with them. Yes, it's their responsibility for collaborating with them in the first place, but that's just about as far as it goes. And I'll be honest, the figures themselves don't look terrible, but for the price point, yeah, they could have done so much better. Now, I've never really been a collector's edition sort of person, primarily because I just never really have the spare cash lying around to actually justify purchasing them, but in terms of an actual collector's edition, I genuinely think this might be one of the poorest attempts at it. Not because all the other stuff is bad, but because when you're charging this kind of money, you do expect a little bit better quality in your figurines. I have literally seen toy stores sell better quality figurines for a fraction of the price. And yes, I know these aren't technically figurines, they're statues, but the point still stands, they are made of plastic, or whatever they're made of. Obviously, other people might be happy with their purchase and actually might think the figurines are worth the asking price. Obviously, people have different viewpoints on these things, but the general consensus of this whole fiasco has certainly been a negative one. But I want to finish this video by asking this. Did you guys pre-order the collector's edition? And if so, was it worth its asking price? Are you completely satisfied with everything that you got? And more specifically, are you satisfied with these statues that you received? Let me know in the comments, because I'd love to know what you guys have to say. I also want to finish off this video by saying I wish you all a very Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, because I know obviously some people probably don't celebrate Christmas, so I am going to try and be as respectful as possible there. And I hope that you guys also have a very safe and Happy New Year. This will be my final video of 2025, so my next upload will be the first video of 2026. And boy, do I have some exciting things planned. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.